Book report. All right. It's been a minute since did one of these videos, but this book is a book that I had previously read back in, I want to say a couple years ago. So it's 2025 as of this recording, August 2025 to be more specific, August 11th to be that more exact. This book was written, I believe, in 2023. Let's see. Retire on Real Estate is the title, and it's not really talking about, actually it was written in 2018, and I believe I read it somewhere after that point, probably like 2020, 2022, somewhere like that. And this book is not about being this real estate mogul and like a big player in New York City or anything like that. Really, the premise of this book, and this is what grabbed me, I've always had a fascination with being a landlord, of smaller properties, and turning that and then adding a second property, creating a stream of income, right? And that's really what this talks about. And when it says retirement on real estate, it's really about retirement planning. And look, let's be real. 401ks, all of that stuff. Whether you started later in life or didn't start at all, or started earlier in life, you have a good shot of doing okay by the time you retire. But like most of us, when you're young, you're not thinking about that, and then you wait 10 years, and then now you're in your early 30s, and you're like, I need the money for down payment of the house, starting a family, so I'll hold off. Suddenly you're 40, then you're like, whoa, I should get started. Oh man, this is a hopeless case. It's going to take forever. So one of the things I have thought about many times is doing this, right? And I came close to buying a property back in 2018 actually, and last minute I pulled the plug on it because there was something I didn't like after the home inspection, and I just kind of really never went back, and I wasn't pleased with my real estate agent to begin with, even though I had previously worked with that person to buy my original home and did really have a good experience at that time. So as life events happened, here we are in 2025, and I'm in a situation now where I have two properties. One is occupied primarily by my kids and their mother, and this property here is the one that I acquired in 2025 that is primarily occupied by myself and part-time by my kids. So it is a larger home, and in some regards I think to myself, maybe I shouldn't have gotten a home this large, because it is a financial burden for sure. And while it doesn't need a ton of work, any home you buy needs something. And that's usually several $1,000s worth of work, whether it's stuff that you need, materials you need to do the work yourself, or you hire somebody. It's just inevitable, right? So this house is large. When I say large, it's not like a mansion or anything like that. It's a 4-bedroom home, and kids each have their own room, and then they're sparsely settled in, right? And then I have this 4th room that I label as a guest room. So getting back to the book, in this book it basically talks about there's 3 stages to kind of being a landlord. Stage 1 is kind of supplementing your income by either renting a room out, like a house share situation, or renting out maybe your previous property, whether you rent the whole thing out or do a room share situation. Typically you make more income when you do a room share versus a whole house. And it talks about everyone should really supplement their retirement with some level, whether it's level 1, as I just described. Level 2 is having more than one rental property. And level 3 comes to the point, and level 2 you really use that to kind of close the gap with your retirement, right? Whatever existing retirement you have, level 2 will help close the gap so you can live comfortably. Level 3 is any other retirement vehicle that you have is just gravy on top, because level 3 basically is your salary. So I think for sure, I mean, level 3 is the goal, of course, but let's not think about it. Let's not think about level 2. Let's think about, it's like taking that first step when you're learning how to walk. It's like making my first video. Just do it. Who cares if it's horrible? Who cares about the topic? Who cares? Just rip the Band-Aid off and do it and build from there. So I'm kind of taking that approach. So that is why I really reread this book. I was on vacation, kind of a quick read. First half of it is a bunch of fluff about explaining what a 401k is and why they're, why they're not going to bail you out of retirement, Social Security, all that. Kind of really all know that, so I was kind of, I don't want to say bored with it. And if you know it too, you're going to want to blast through that section. It's really the second half. The other thing too is she uses a gimmick kind of the whole chicken, the golden goose lays the egg. I think she has a website called getachicken.com. Like it's a little hokey. I understand the reference. I get it. Like, of course you won't forget the name of that website. I didn't try going to the website this time around, but I do think a few years ago when I read this book, I tried to get to the site and it wasn't working. And I don't know if that's still the case or not. But there is reference material there, as well as interviews with other people who jumped into this, doing this. And this is not some program or whatever. It's really an education. So if you're considering being a landlord and starting somewhere, there's even tips for subletting if you already rent a property and subletting and how to go about that. So I highly recommend this book. You just have to kind of go through the beginning quarter to 50% of it to get to a point where you're really just talking about what you want to know about, and that's the different levels of renting. And I do really, really like that she breaks up level 1, level 2, level 3. It's perfect because it makes it less overwhelming. So getting back to this property and tying this all in, here I have a 4th bedroom that is really I was slating it to be a guest room, but I think one of the things I do know from other friends and whatnot who have become landlords is there is a shortage for travel nurses. And what I like about that is they have all their background checks to become a nurse, right? So they are like, they're not some bum off the street. Yeah, anything can happen. You can meet like someone with a personality that doesn't mesh or whatever. But I've actually met some of these roommates because I was kind of curious, like just in passing. I wasn't like interviewing them. I got introduced to them just like high level. I'm like, oh, they're not here to like hang out. They're actually here because they seriously want a place to sleep and then go to work, right? So I'm considering that, and especially taking advantage of the hospital nearby, traveling nurses, they are looking for homes and they have all the clearances to get through. So that's kind of the big thing here. So check it out. Retire on Real Estate by K. Kai Anderson. It's a well-written book, easy read. It's not going to overcomplicate things. I'm sure you could find it at the library or on Amazon, and check it out. And this is the goal, right? Retirement. If you're a beach person like I am, even better. So thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and if you are in the real estate game, chime in, because I would definitely probably have some questions for you. Like, how did you get started? What were some of the pitfalls? Like, how did you avoid them? What would you do differently next time around? All right, we'll see you on the next one.